last time, we returned to Viridian City and got our final gym badge. With all 8 badges in our possession, we are actually free to head for the Pokémon League and finish our main adventure. However, before we do that, I want to actually divert a bit. I want to go ahead and have this as kind of a filler episode. And for the sake of this episode, I'm going to talk some glitches. And these are obviously only in red, blue, and yellow. So if you're playing Fire Red or Leaf Green, you can go ahead and just disregard this episode if you wanted. But yeah, red, blue, or yellow, they had a lot of glitches. They had some that could actually mess up your game pretty badly, and they had a few that just did weird things. No harmful effects, but still, it's just one of those things that it's fun to show off, and you could actually find a lot of YouTube videos or a lot of web pages just dedicated to this topic. Throughout the series, I've made mention of some of these. Back in episode 5, I actually showed how you can use a trainer evasion glitch to unlock a fight and possibly a catch with Mew. Catch the legendary Pokemon Mew. That trick can actually be used to get any Pokemon in the game. And there are a few methods on triggering it. I showed the one in which you evade one trainer and then fight a different trainer and then go back to the location of the original trainer. That's one method, but another method is where it's the method that you'll pretty much have to use when you're as far in the game as I am, or when you've already beaten the game, you just want to mess around with it. It's also the method that you'll want to use if you actually want to have some better control in what Pokemon you find. So, that method is essentially, you start off by finding a trainer, evade them, and then go to the Pokemon Mansion until you find Wild Ditto, and switch to a particular Pokemon in your party, and Ditto will transform, and then you defeat Ditto in its transformed state, and then escape rope out of the Pokemon Mansion, and then return to where you evaded the trainer, and then you'll get a wild battle against a particular Pokemon. And how that works in all its forms, whichever method you choose in executing that particular glitch, the special stat of the last Pokemon you battled is what determines what Pokemon you find through that glitch. So, for the case of episode 5, I fought the guy in Cerulean Gym, and that yielded a Mew. Now, if you're using the Ditto method, you'll want to have a Pokemon with the desired special stat corresponding to what Pokemon you want to find. You want to have them at the back of your party, and then switch to that Pokemon in your fighting Ditto, so when it transforms, it'll become whatever you switch into, and then defeat that, and go from there. You can have some fun with that. And if you know what you're doing, you can actually find some glitched Pokemon through that method. Pretty cool stuff. The next thing, in terms of glitches, I should point out that the trainer evasion glitch, or the Mew glitch, or whatever you want to call it, that can be done in red, blue, and yellow. but the list of Pokemon encounters in terms of the glitched Pokemon you can find, Red and Blue has its own list, and then Yellow has its own list. So, the next glitch is one I mentioned a few episodes back, in the Safari Zone. There is a phenomenon you can trigger called Glitch City. Red and Blue has one method, and Yellow has a slightly different method, but the basic way it works is you go in the Safari Zone, and you save, and then you attempt to leave, decline, save, turn off, turn the game back on, leave for real. You do a whole bunch of weird steps, and you trick the game into thinking that you are entering the Safari Zone when you're actually leaving it, and so that actually has two major effects. The first effect is you can now encounter Safari Zone exclusive Pokemon in the wild, but the other effect is the Glitch City effect. You walk around, you spend your 500 steps, and then you end up in a zone just made up of random tiles, including various map data from building tiles, grass patches, even random blocks of text. It is really weird. There's also like patches of water, squares of water thrown in. If you want to attempt the Glitch City method, I've never been able to actually pull it off myself, though I have tried in the past. It's very weird, and you pretty much, I recommend looking up a guide if you want to try it yourself. The main thing there is if you want Glitch City, if you want to try and access it yourself, I recommend you have to have someone who can fly, or someone who can teleport, or an escape rope. You need to have some way of transporting from one place to another. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. If you don't have someone who can fly or whatever, you'll have to turn the game off, turn back on, and reload from wherever you were last, which may very well be the Safari Zone. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck there forever. And it really stinks. You know, it's never happened to me, but it's one of those things that it's awful. You don't want that to happen. So that brings us to this episode. I'm gonna show off a glitch that can only be done in red or blue. It is not in yellow because it was one of the bugs they actually patched by the time of yellow's release. But it's still a pretty fun one to do. And to start it off, you want to come over here, talk to the old man, view the Pokemon catching tutorial, and immediately fly to Cinnabar Island. I'm not going to make you sit through it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet you guys back in Cinnabar Island. Alright, here we are back in Cinnabar Island. Now, the next thing you actually need to have, a Pokemon that can surf. You want to come right here to this line of tiles right there, and you want to surf in them. Now, the reason for talking to the old man and viewing the Pokemon catching tutorial, it's what enables this glitch to happen. Based off the way Gen 1 was programmed, and specifically the way Red and Blue were programmed, when you view that tutorial, your trainer name is temporarily replaced with Old Man. And so your character is temporarily Old Man. Now, with that, Old Man, as well as your player name, it's basically like some kind of weird math equation, and they figure them together, and it confuses the game, to say the least. So you see my name right here, and so in both cases, you're only allowed to have 7 characters for your trainer name. I will go on record as stating that I have never attempted this, no matter how many playthroughs of Gen 1 I've actually done. So, you're gonna be seeing my legit reaction to doing this for the first time. Again, this is not in yellow. It was actually removed. Whoa. What?! Oh my goodness! A level 177 Rapid Hash?! Oh my goodness! That is insane! So yeah, you're not imagining this. The Pokemon you find can be between level 101 and 255! What determines this is Old Man, the Pokemon tutorial guy, and your player name. They're kind of crossed together. And there's actually some hidden characters, up to 11. The even numbered characters determine one value, the odd number characters determine another value. One determines the species of Pokemon you can find. Out of a long list, it's narrowed down to a few. The other value determines the level. And so in this case, level 177 Rapidash. And I should point out that because of there being all of those extra character spaces that you actually cannot use, you are guaranteed to find glitched Pokemon and trainers through this method. So, yeah. Obviously, I can't escape from that, but things like, what, more than 5 times my level? That is ridiculous. Ouch. Sorry. I'm getting out of here. Oh yeah, that was fun. Let's see what else we can find. Yeah, in yellow, there is no wild Pokemon data no matter what you do. So Pidgey, huh? Level 4. That's all well and good. That's a normal encounter. Yeah, yellow version actually fixed this little issue here. There shouldn't be wild Pokemon data there. But in this case there is, and we have another level 177 Rapidash. That is hilarious. Okay. That is the saddest Rapidash ever. So yeah, about that. Anything that's above level 100, it can gain experience. But if it does, it immediately de-levels back to 100. So now we have a level 173 Ponyta. Obviously, I'm not trying to catch anything here. Real quick, I want to see what is in item slot number 6. Okay, my lemonades are in item slot 6. Some might consider this incredibly cheap. I'm gonna put my max repels to item slot 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my items... So yeah, it seems random. But remember, I said that you could find glitch Pokemon. There's one that you're always going to find, no matter what. Will I find it? Yes! That is it, right on cue. level 182 Missing No. This thing is the king among glitches. Upon encountering this thing, the 6th item in your inventory will be duplicated by some arbitrary number. That may say blank 2. It's a lot more than that. But by catching this thing, it just does some weird graphical errors to some of your PC data. It does not harm your game in any way. Glowing, okay, I guess it's going to use, yeah, Sky Attack. Weird thing about Missing No, if you catch it, you can see its data, its Pokédex data. It's number 0 in the National Dex, 000, and its typing is Bird Normal, rather than Fly Normal. So yeah, I'm gonna go into my inventory now. You can see, like, grassy square and 2. Yeah, basically I now have over 100 max repels. I no longer need to buy these things. And they stack. For every time you encounter Missing No, it multiplies more and more. It is just hilarious, the things you can do. Where you can even duplicate your key item. A second, yes, right on cue once again, 182 for the level. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, this thing. Now let's see how many of these. Okay. I guess it doesn't actually, but what it does do is things that would normally be considered key items, such as the secret key that we used to get in the Cinnabar Gym. You can even duplicate that. Yeah, it goes without saying. This game was broken in so many ways. So, yeah, you could find all kinds of websites dedicated to this stuff, like this glitch, the Glitch City stuff, the Mute glitch, and yeah, Bulbapedia is where I read up on a lot of this stuff, because no joke, this is fun. This is legitimately fun. Being able to just utterly destroy the game, like not entirely, literally destroy it, but you get the idea. Actually, it's not an arbitrary number. It doesn't actually multiply the 6th item, it adds 128 to it, so I actually have 132 max repels. It's awesome. I know I literally do not need to buy max repels for the rest of the game. And another Rapidash at 177. Yeah, even if you use a rare candy on a level 100 plus Pokemon, it'll just go back to level 100. And if you, as some of the glitched Pokemon, if you catch them, they'll still be glitchy. And some of them are just nightmare fuel. But if you give them some experience in battle, or you give them a rare candy, they'll go back to level 100, but then they'll evolve into non-glitched Pokemon. And that is where we get into the origins of all of this stuff, this nonsense. Going back to the beta versions of Red and Blue, or Red and Green for Japan, there's actually scheduled to be, there's planned to be like upwards of 190 Pokemon rather than the 151 that we ended up getting instead. But those missing numbers, hence the name, missing number, that's just blank slots for Pokemon that they just never remove the data for. And that's why you have this glorious piece of pixelating glory. It's the signature glitch Pokemon, but there are a few others besides it. And the funny thing is, if you're playing red or blue, or even yellow, and oh, this is a different one. This is apostrophe M. It's still the same shape as missing number, but it's level 0, and it has some of its own weird effects. That one, I believe, can be harmful to your game. There's some that have this weird cry. It's a jumbled mess of music, Pokemon cries, victory jingles. It's really weird. Just look up YouTube videos on it. Your mind will just implode many times over. Level 4 Pidgey, you're boring. But yeah, there was planned to be more than 151 Pokemon, but I guess it was probably due to time constraints or data limitations, but they just never removed that extra bit of data from the game. So instead, you just get the game freaking out and generating something that's not supposed to be there. And that's why red and blue tend to be so popular for speedrunning, because you can use all these different kinds of glitches. You know, walk through walls, catch all the Pokemon without needing to trade. You can do all of that stuff, and it's fun to watch. I imagine it's fun to do as well, but if you're actually trying to attempt a speedrun by way of glitching your way through the game, you're gonna want to practice it a bit, otherwise you can legitimately corrupt your file and have to restart your game. But, yeah, about these glitched Pokemon, if you're playing on red, blue, or yellow, you have some of these glitched Pokemon, and you send them through the time capsule in gold, silver, or crystal, they will appear in the second generation games as Johto region Pokemon. So, pretty nifty trick there. And in the same vein, you can legitimately trick the game, trick the time capsule into allowing Johto region Pokemon through. And I'm not really sure how that works, but there's various ways of doing that. But basically, if you send a Gen 2 Pokemon to a Gen 1 game, it'll appear as a glitched Pokemon. So, it's pretty weird. It's fun. I've never been able to attempt it myself, unfortunately. But if you have, it's really weird. It's cool at the same time. There's just so much to it. There's so much to all these glitches, and yeah, you gotta give some massive respect to people that can just pull this off like it's nothing. Yeah, I mean, you saw just the shenanigans with that one trick right there. And honestly, out of all the major glitches in Generation 1, whether it's getting Mew or it's that Cinnabar Island Surf glitch, as that is known, I'd say it's a toss-up between which of the two is more famous. Like, Missing No itself is a bit of a celebrity. There are some glitch Pokemon that will literally break your game. So, Missing No is game breaking in that, depending on what items you clone with it, and depending on what items you clone with it, you can make the game laughable. Like, you can clone nuggets to get a boatload of money. You can clone TMs to just train up teams for days. Or you can do what I did, clone your repels, never have to buy another repel again. Clone your full heals, you'll have stat recovery for days. Clone your Pokeballs. Popular thing to do is actually pull out the Master Ball and clone that. That is cheap. Not gonna lie, that is pretty cheap. But it's more so, I got Master Balls for days. All Pokemon are mine now. Well, legitimately speaking, I have a decent amount of money. And why not? This video, the highlight of this video, I just wanted to show off the shenanigans. But the next thing I actually want to do, Victory Road is the name of where we're going next. Don't think I can actually look it up on the map right here. But yeah, we go back to Viridian and then take that left-hand path and then go completely to the north. That dot on the left-hand side there, that's Victory Road. It's a massive cave. And there's actually quite a bit to it. There's there's a strength boulder pushing puzzle like we saw in the Seafoam Islands. And there's a bit of a diversion as we go through. And our goal is to come out where that square is. That square is the Pokemon League. Now that is our final destination. So that's where we want to be. So I want to go back to Cinnabar Island, and I want to go ahead and stock up on some supplies. Because why not? Our team is looking okay, but seriously, I want to level up between now and then. Yeah. Gonna buy a few more revives. And Escape Rope's getting hurt. If you have a Pokemon that can use the move Dig, you don't need to buy Escape Ropes, because Dig is the same as an Escape Rope when used outside of battle. Max Repels, ha! Hyper Potions, I have a few in the PC, but that's a bit much for where my Pokemon are. Ultra Balls and Great Balls. I have some, but I'm not really gonna need to buy anymore. Because I have a full team of 6, I don't need to worry about catching anything further. I'm just holding on to my Pokeballs because of item limitation. So that's just the way it is. We've got all 8 badges, and we got to kind of goof around a bit. So that'll do it for this episode. The next time on Pokemon Red, we'll be going this way, and we'll be heading for the Pokemon League. We'll begin our journey, first stopping at Victory Road, and then after Victory Road, we'll be at the Pokemon League, and oh boy, our journey is winding down. And see you guys